Here we go!
Hey people, what's going on? This is GamerBlake90, your proud chief of the Blue Blurs, coming at you with, you might have guessed it, another Sonic news video. Guys, it's been a long road, but it looks like the wait for news about Sonic's 30th anniversary is coming to its end. Just today, a sample from an interview with Famitsu, or Japanese video game magazine, hit the internet, and featured in this sample is none other than Sega's Vice President, Shuji Utsumi. Sincerest apologies if I mispronounced that name. In his interview, he talks about the success of one of their latest game releases, Yakuza 7 or Yakuza Like a Dragon. It was the best-selling title in Japan for 4 days straight, selling over 300,000 copies at birth, and by the end of March 2020, that number went up to around 450,000. It had been released since last year for previous generation consoles, and then earlier this year, it got another release for the PlayStation 5. Now, very little was said about Sonic during this interview, but Shuji Utsumi did let slip that the announcement of Sonic's next game is near. He didn't say specifically when, just that it was near. If you're wondering, I Google translated this page from Japanese to English, hence the inconsistencies. Couple this with the fact that Sega just announced their attendance for this year's E3, or Electronic Entertainment Expo, which is going all virtual for this year, and all signs are pointing towards Sega finally breaking their silence about what they have in mind for Sonic's future. And you can probably hear it in my voice right now, but dear God, I cannot wait to see what they're gonna share with us. It's been a long, frustrating wait, I know. But you know the saying, good things come to those who wait. Now, I do still stand by my comment where I said that Sega does need to work on being more transparent with their fans. Because up until now, we've gotten news about Sonic's 30th from anything other than the official source. So in this case, it's only partially true, as the word did come directly from Sega's vice president, to be fair. But what I mean is, up until now, we've had to glean details about Sonic's 30th from things like magazines such as Famitsu, and not long ago, Global Licensing, which teased an image about Sonic's 30th anniversary, and more coming up in the year 2022. And speaking of which, I'm gonna get back to that in a little bit, because that is kind of important. But while communication from Sega has not been the greatest, this is a step in the right direction. So that counts for something. Again, it's not clear to when exactly this announcement will happen. It could be during E3, which is coming up next month, or Sega could announce it independently at another event. Back during 25th anniversary when they announced Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, they did so at the San Diego Comic-Con. And it might have been featured at E3 as well that year, but I'm not exactly sure about that. And then there's the fact that the world has changed a great deal in the 5 years that passed since 2016 when the San Diego Comic-Con happened, so it's not entirely clear to what format Sega's going to abide by when they announce whatever they've got planned for Sonic. Either way, we'll finally get to stop hearing Sonic say in our heads, "I'm waiting," over and over and over. I also like how around the time we got that excerpt from the Famitsu interview, more Sonic merchandise went up for sale on the Sega Shop website. Looking pretty clean too, so if y'all want to grab any of it, I would do so right now. Now comes the burning question. What are we going to see? Well, one guess I'd be very confident in making is that we could finally learn more about the upcoming remaster for Sonic Colors, which got leaked earlier this year. Just in case you weren't aware, it was leaked by an audio production company in Germany named Example. Around that time, store listings went up at a French gaming retailer called So Gamely, where we would see 3 items. All of them were named the same, Sonic Colors Ultimate, but for different platforms. There was one for PlayStation 4, another for the Switch, and the third for Xbox One. But after the leak took place, those listings were removed, likely at Sega's request. Now, while I'm glad that they're still planning a release for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One consoles, which are pretty much near the end of their lifespans now that their successors are out, I'd be very surprised if they didn't plan similar releases for the current generation, because we are now in the age of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But maybe that will get announced as well in the very near future, so who knows. And by the way, it better come to Steam as well, because my imagination is already going wild just thinking about mods for Sonic Colors. Oh boy. And I'm not just talking about the upscaling and graphics thanks to the Dolphin emulator, I mean full-on mods. Like how what games like Sonic Generations and Mania are getting because they're on PC. But more importantly, seeing as I can't play Colors upscaled right now because my PC is too limited on the graphics side, I just wanted to come to console ASAP so I could experience it in full-on HD. And with the 10 years difference in between the original and its remaster, one can only imagine the variety of options it will have when it gets re-released. Which brings me to the supposed name of the remaster. It's been commonly referred to as Sonic Colors Ultimate because that's what was initially leaked. And I'm just finding myself wondering what exactly do they mean when they say Ultimate. If they were just going for an HD upscaling like they did with the re-release for Zelda Twilight Princess, it'd be a little bit overboard to use the term Ultimate. They could just call it Sonic Colors HD and left it at that, but because they're going with Ultimate as the subtitle, that leads me to believe that they're planning to do way more than just upscaling colors to bring it more in line with games of today as far as graphics are concerned. It could mean anything from, say, adding online functionality, now that that's been a terribly common sighting with Sonic games, save for Team Sonic Racing. Or they could also be planning a callback to the Nintendo DS version of Sonic Colors, because for as much we talk about the Wii version of Colors, some of us have not forgotten the existence of the handheld version as well. Maybe that will be bundled in with the Wii version too, upscaled as well to fit today's standards. But though the base story for Colors is the same across the Wii and DS versions, the DS version has taken some liberties that the Wii version hasn't, such as adding in other characters from the Sonic universe for cutscenes. I can't say I know the reason for the split in design philosophy for both versions of Colors, but hey, it makes for a variety, so I'm not complaining. Now, there have been some leaks concerning the release date for Sonic Colors Ultimate. As of now, they're pointing towards a release date of September 17th. If it's true, I can't tell you. I tend to be careful about trusting information from leakers because they aren't always accurate, and I'm not speaking disrespectfully when I say that. But if not for the fact that Sonic Colors Ultimate was leaked via Example and So Gamely, I most likely would not have made videos on the subject at all, but it happened, so I'm pretty confident that that's going to be made into reality. Now, of course, many of you are hoping for news other than just a remaster for a game that had already come out over a decade ago, and I can totally relate. We hadn't seen anything completely new for Sonic since like Sonic Mania and Forces. Well, there is Team Sonic Racing, but that's a spin-off game, so a fun one at that. We're talking the mainline games here. SEGA might be repeating a strategy they executed in 2016. Drop reveal trailers for the games coming up, and then release them a year later, maybe a little bit more than a year later. And although I'd recently been questioning the absence in information about Sonic's 30th, I would prefer for them to take their time with this next game. I'm well aware that excellent titles emerged from the period where SEGA was a lot more aggressive with getting their games released, but we are coming fresh out of the meta era, a period of time where SEGA was deeply uncertain on where else to take Sonic, Generations and Mania aside. So whatever the next concept for Sonic may be, I really hope that SEGA has scrutinized it very carefully before they pull the trigger. With a movie sequel and a Netflix series coming up next year, I'd really hate for this next game to bomb. I really would. This is another opportunity for Sonic to build upon the success he's been getting as a multimedia icon, and I really hope SEGA capitalizes on it. For those of you following my channel, you may have already seen my video where I talked about how the next Sonic game was delayed for 2022. In that video, I talked about Sonic's recent achievements, as well as his future plans for 2022, with games included among them. If you are wondering, I don't consider the Sonic Colors remaster a new game release, as that's technically a re-release with improved graphics, so if that does get released and no other Sonic game is forthcoming, this image is still technically accurate, at least in my eyes. But shortly after I posted that video, a user left a comment talking about how Global Licensing was a magazine that is directly addressed to companies, which means that the way they regard the calendar year is completely different from how the regular consumer acknowledges it. In other words, fiscal years. I don't fully understand the concept myself, but put it like this. Technically, companies are ahead of us by anywhere between a half year to a full year. So while it's 2021 to us, to them, it's already the fiscal year 2022. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that although the image from global licensing points towards Sonic news coming up in the year 2022 rather than 2021, if it is speaking in terms of the fiscal year or the way companies see calendars differently from us, then it means that groundbreaking reveals for Sonic may very well still happen this year. But again, I find that the more likely scenario would be a new game trailer this year and the game itself being released next year. It would make more sense to have its release coincide with that of Sonic Prime and the Sonic movie sequel. In other words, guys, we are about to go, to quote Tales from Sonic Adventure, full speed ahead with Sonic's 30th anniversary. I just hope that whatever Sega has kept silent about for so long will be well worth the wait. And that about does it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw, drop those likes and comments down below, and keep a close eye on my channel because you can bet I'll be following whatever news is coming up for Sonic very, very closely. Also, subscribe and ring that bell if you'd like to keep up my content, as I primarily make Sonic videos, whether it be discussions, news videos, let's plays, and so on and so forth. In other words, if you're a Sonic fan, you'll be right at home here. Finally, if you got a Discord account, I invite you to join my server, the Blurs of Speedway. It's a Sonic themed server where we talk about the lovable Blue Blur, and also share our content. Plus, I just started a bi-weekly watch party where we watch all forms of Sonic media, including Sonic X, the Sonic OVA, and so on and so forth. So hey, come on by and chill. We definitely love to have you. Again, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace out, Blue Blurs for life.